But what I'm telling you is, yeah, I stayed there for 3 months and I really enjoyed it. Ari Shaffir let me stay at his place for a little while.
He's great. I ran into him a lot, and Kate loves him. She loves his energy. He is such a sweet dude, and he's very present.
Yeah.
And almost every time I have a conversation with him, I walk away from it with sort of a little bit more perspective on things.
We're presently not welcome in the Staples Center too in Los Angeles.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
he had
right.
that falling out with Kobe Bryant.
That would make perfect sense. At first, I was like, "What did he do at the Staples Center?" And then I was like, "Oh, I see. Yes."
No, he's a sweet guy, but he also had that falling out with Kobe Bryant, or with that whole deal, and so he.
But that coming from a positive nihilistic viewpoint. And I talked to him. We saw him after that. Kate and I were just walking home, and he was headed downtown, I think, to do the Cellar. Do the Fat Black. And we sort of stopped him, and we talked a little bit. And then I said, with the Mark Norman stuff, Mark Norman sort of spoke about how the people calling in death threats, like, why are we not focusing our anger on those people? That's really... And Ari said, yeah, I heard that he said something kind of interesting about that. He said, well, you know what it's like. It's like, you just, because you've had the media go after you. And I was like, yeah. And I do want to say, because I wanted to say this to him, I said, and my thing is, I didn't think it was a funny joke. I didn't think it was funny what you did. And he's like, then that's fine. That's fine. That's not the point of it. And I was like, but I don't think it's wrong. If that was your thing and that's what you do, then I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you got the reaction that you were going to get by doing that.
Yeah, that's how you learn whatever it is.
You don't expect that people are not going to react. If you're being a provocateur, then you expect people to feel provoked and to react in that way.
Which is a form of art to a lot of people.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
It's
Harmony Korine is one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, man.
And he did
I
Kids and Gummo.
I saw him the other day.
Really?
And I was so afraid. Yeah, I met a guy. Well, somebody introduced me to somebody through... I met someone.
Yeah.
Somebody introduced me to that person, and their name was Harmony. And it really, really looked like him, but I was so afraid to ask him.
God, he's so great. Gummo, I think, is one of the great. But those films are so viscerally provocative.
Yeah.
And
Ari's always been provocative. He's always been really...
Yeah, that's his thing. And he gets on stage, and he'll talk shit about Jewish people. And he's Jewish. And he had the first thing I ever saw him in.
He's a Jewish supremacist, really, almost.
Yeah. And the first thing I saw him in is The Amazing Racist.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was so long ago. But from the get-go, he was walking around like an Asian geisha and just being like so
he had a
racist.
fake slave ship going back to Africa.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So it's like, obviously the guy is into like jarring types of humor.
Really pushing.
I think the problem is a lot of people had never seen, and you get a whole new group of people who had never heard of Ari.
Right.
And this is how the first time they hear about him. So that's an easy picking for a lame that's an easy picking to hate.
You know what's weird too?
It's like, I got to hate somebody today. This is the easiest, the lowest hanging fruit.
Right,
I'm going to hate him.
But I think they probably also said, it's just that was
But he should be able to say what he wants.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what Twitter's for.
Kate said he should have known better, and I was like, he did know just fine. Like he knew that, and what I said to him was, I was like, so how are you doing? You're fine, right? And he goes, yeah. You realize you get all this hatred, all this stuff. He's like, then you close the laptop and you look around, you're like, birds are chirping. I live in New York. It's beautiful outside. He said the problem is that his family, and kind of think about this in the context of the hate that he got. He said, the problem was with my family, I realized, they're taking this seriously and it's on a national level. And so I had to say to them, I'm okay. Nobody's going to kill me. I'm being safe. So that's what's really interesting is nobody really thinks behind all of that online hatred is a family that is really scared for their
son or their brother. Yeah, I think if the Knicks had been doing better, I think he would have had more support out of New York. I'm serious.
I love that.
But I do. But yeah, it was just, look, we've all told jokes that have bad timing.
Wow, you know what's crazy is my sister can't even read. But what does it have to do with us right now? Hope you enjoyed that video, and you can watch another. And you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you one option, not this guy. Two options. Watch one, this one or this one.